Cowboys running away with the division at 10-6 this season.
Yep.
You're excited about that. We know that. And then look at the rest of the teams. The Giants, Eagles, and Redskins, they have them finishing at 6-10. Guys, did they get this right? Shannon? Yeah, well, we know his answer.
Skip. You actually did that and tried to pass it off as insider.
I have nothing to do with it.
Stop.
I'm a football insider.
So let me get this. So let me get this right. Greg Hardy, who was one of your best pass rushers, he's not there anymore, and rightfully so.
He was like a 0 last year. Go ahead.
Your two next best pass rushers are going to miss the first 4 games. That's provided they haven't had any more positive drug tests.
Yep.
Defense, which was really, really bad last year. And I don't think it got any better because the guy you took in the second round, Jalen Smith, I think that's his name, probably won't play it down this year.
Probably won't.
But you're thinking, because you get Tony Romo, another guy that's starting to get, I guess you're going to say he's in his prime, but I digress. Here's a guy that's 34, 35 years of age, coming off his 3rd surgery on a collarbone in the past 3 years. Last I checked, having played this game before, as you get older, you don't get healthier. So you actually think you want me to believe, and you want all the people that's watching this show today, because they drafted Zeke Elliott, now all of a sudden, they're the beast of the East. You actually
by
believe
4
it.
games. Yep. And you think who's going to win it?
Look, for the past 4 years, they've been nothing. I'm riding with Eli. I'm going to ride with Eli. Because I don't believe...
Wait, Eli Manning? That guy?
Eli Manning and Beckham. I'm going to ride with those 2 guys. I don't believe Kirk Cousins gonna have the type of year that he had last year. I think they're going to take a step back now, although I think defensively they'll be there. They signed Josh Norman. I think he's more of a systems guy than, say, a shutdown corner, the Patrick Petersons, the Reeveses, the Shermans, Chris Harris Jr.'s, those type guys. I don't think he's that type of a guy. Cowboys not winning this division. I told you that last year. I sat on this very desk, told you they weren't winning that division. I can tell you. I love the way you do this because, see, when you bang the table, it makes you more right. I can tell you right now.
We got to replace the table a couple times.
They're gonna be 12-4. I've seen it right now, and they're gonna win the NFC East, and they're gonna win it, and they're gonna play for the Super Bowl. None of those things happen.
The New York Football Giants says Shannon Sharp will win the NFC East next year. Can we get that on tape, please?
They will have a better record than the Dallas Cowboys.
That means they will win the East. Or
yes.
You're not counting out the Redskins, I guess.
Yeah, I don't believe Kirk. I think Kirk Cousins, I think he falls back to earth. Now, is he a 2,500 yards? I don't believe he's a 4,000, 4,200, whatever he threw for the 30 touchdowns. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that great. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's great. But I know what Eli Manning can do. You know what he can do.
May I have my camera, please? Thank you. My Cowboys will win the NFC East next year. You can book it, and I'll tell you why. Let's go back to your Giants first. I'll even do this by default. Do you realize that every 3rd year of Eli's career, right on schedule, he has led the National Football League in interceptions? He's had 2 pretty good years since he last led the NFL in interceptions. He's right on schedule this year to lead the league in interceptions. And the team that you have picked to win the East spent almost $200 million free agent dollars on these 3 players: Olivier Vernon, Janoris Jenkins, and Damon Harrison. You know how many Pro Bowls they have among the 3 of them? How about 0? You know how many playoff game experiences that they have among the 3 of them? 0 playoff games among the 3 of them. Will those 3 turn around the New York Football Giants defense? I think not. They drafted in the 1st round Eli Apple, starting with Mel Kiper, God bless him, reach. Like, what are you doing, Eli Apple? I think they drafted him for his name. Eli Big Apple. Oh, we got another Eli Big Apple. That's it. That's it. You can sell him. You can market him.
No, you cannot. You're not marketing no defensive back as a rookie.
Way to go. Okay, way to go. So now back to my Dallas Cowboys. If Tony Romo goes down, you got me. And if that's the only reason you've got to say that my team won't win the division, you've got
Skip. We can't say if. We got to stop using, because you hedging here. If. Are they going to win the division? Yeah, we don't. Well, if Tony Romo stays healthy, if he throws for 4,000 yards, if Ezekiel Elliott runs for 2,500 yards, we can't do ifs. Are they going to win the division?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because Ezekiel Elliott will change the way they play football. They will control the clock the way they did 2 years with DeMarco Murray when he led the NFL in rushing, and they led in time of possession. They will do it again with Zeke the Freak. I believe Tony Romo will stay healthy. His last surgery on his shoulder, I think they put in a plate that will help him avoid that same injury next year. But I don't know. If you want to wish it upon him, if you want to jinx him, put that voodoo on him, that's fine with me. But I'm not going to.
Was it made of China? Because you know he breaks real easy.
Okay. Des Bryant had his second surgery on his foot. They all require, after that Jones fracture, a second surgery. Kevin Durant needed a second surgery. Julian Edelman has needed a second surgery. I believe Des Bryant will be 1,000% Des Bryant next year. The offensive line, even you cannot debate, is at the top of the list.
Very good.
And
very good.
I think they're even better run blockers than pass blockers, as many lines often are. So I think they will be devastating and dominating. This will be the most explosive offense in the National Football League. I will give you, my defense is a little shaky, but Orlando Scandrick comes back, and he was my best defensive player 2 years ago.
But what is he coming off of? A lower leg injury.
Okay.
Normally, guys don't speed up when they suffer lower leg injury.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes.
Okay, but who's going to take some of the pressure off of Des Bryant? Now, you know Jason Witten is only like 12 months younger than me.
Okay. You should still be playing then.
No,
he's playing at the highest level. He looks like a Hall of Famer to me. Will he not be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Skip.
Why do you do this? Why do you try to put me on the spot? Why do you
Because you're so spottable. I could just... you're such an easy target.
Who's the other receiver?
Terrence Williams.
Really?
Yeah, he's a touchdown waiting to happen because he gets single coverage. He gets behind people.
He's a drop waiting to happen.
I think he's a... 2 years ago, what happened? When Tony Romo stayed healthy, what happened?
Who has the better hands, him or Ted Ginn Jr.? Both of them 50-50.
They're the 50%. They're the 50%. Terrence Williams is much better than Ted. As far as catching the football, he's not faster than Ted Ginn Jr. I can tell you that.
I might disagree with you on that. Skip, I don't see it. Skip, have their defense gotten any better?
No, but has it gotten any worse? No. And those two guys you talked about, they'll come back after 4 games, and I think they'll be pretty good.
So you expect it to be 4-0?
No, I don't. I think they could be 3-1 at that point. and to Prim's point, it's the least, man. It's 6-10 written all over it for those other 3 teams. Although, I've said on the show, I respect the Redskins. Once they signed Josh Norman, that was the biggest pickup of the offseason to me. So I'm impressed. And Kirk Cousins, I got to give it up to him. He was really good by Kirk Cousins standards last year. Yeah. So they are threatening to my Cowboys. I don't think my team will win it by 4 games, but it could win it by 2 games. I'll say they win it by 2 games. But I think they're going to have to go 12-4 to win it by 2 games because the Redskins could easily be 10-6.
You actually think the Cowboys are going to be 12-4?
I think they got a shot.
Whoa. Wow.
Skip, when Tony Romo was at his best,
what were they 2 years ago?
DeMarco Murray, what was their record?
12-4.
That was at Romo at his very best.
Yeah, and they went up to Seattle when nobody thought they could and won handily, and they would have gone back to Seattle in the playoffs.
And lost handily.
They did not. They got robbed handily in Green Bay, and you know it, and I know it, because that was a catch. You know it was a catch.
But think about this.
They were going back to Seattle where they would have won again. Super Bowl, here they came.
A 17-catch touchdown catch season by Des Bryant, a almost 1,900 rush yard season, a 4,300 yard pass season by Tony Romo.
Love it.
And they went 12-4.
Yeah.
And you actually think?
Yeah, I do. Zeke the Freak's going to add a lot of energy to that offense.
I'm scared of Big Ten running backs. Big Ten running backs scare me because the history is not on their side. The history is not on their side. If you want to go back, start with Archie Griffin and come forward. DJ Dozier, because for every...
How can you put history on...
You do it all the time.
They're all different. I do not. I never say that. This conference never produces...
Whoa. You just said the New York Giants signed Damian Harris and they signed Olivier Vernon, Janoris Jenkins. How many playoff games? Pro Bowls? This many. How many playoff games experience? This many.
And your comeback was what?
But you don't want to use no history. But you're not using history.
Oh, what does it matter that a conference hasn't had a history of good running backs? How do you explain that? That's just fickle fate. I mean, that doesn't What do you mean?
40 years?
Are they used up or are they overrated? You think Ezekiel Elliott is overrated?
Over 40 years.
Did you see him in those playoff games dominate good teams from other conferences?
Curtis Enos, DJ Dozier, Tim Biakabatuka.
I didn't like Curtis Enos. I said before the
I'm not
draft.
talking about whether you like him or not. I'm just giving you the facts.
Okay. So how do those facts relate to this guy? Okay. Are you predict then? Predict he'll be a bust. I want to hear it.
All I said is that I really don't trust Big Ten running backs. Eddie George is the exception. That's all I said, Skip.
Okay. So how does it apply to this guy? Please apply it.
I don't.
Because I need you on record.
All things being equal, I don't love Big Ten running backs.
Okay. Do you not love this one? Could he be the exception to your historical
push you in a
rule?
corner here.
He
Okay, but I want to hear it. Do you not trust Ezekiel Elliott in the National Football League?
I don't trust Big Ten running backs.
Okay, well then by association, I think you just said that Zeke Elliott is going to be a bust.
I didn't say he was going to be a bust, but hold on. For the fourth pick in the draft at the running back position, he better be Adrian Peterson.
Well, they're different. They're different kind of backs.
Adrian Peterson went 8th. Ezekiel Elliott went 4th.
He will have Adrian impact. That's what happens.
He better be Adrian. Adrian Peterson is going to the Hall of Fame. This kid better be going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
All right, so let me
I think he's got a real shot at it. I'm not going to put that evil on him either. But I'm
behind that O-line, right? He's got
heck yeah.
So let me recap. You're going to choose the Giants to win the NFC East, even though they've had 3 consecutive losing seasons. And you're going to choose the Cowboys. Your Cowboys, even though
his pick is contingent on my quarterback getting hurt. That's the only way. Yes, it is. You know it, and I know it.
I didn't say nothing about getting hurt.
You did. Yes, you did. Between the lines, it's okay. It's okay.
Look at you coming on here and wishing people harm. He hurt that table right there just a couple minutes ago.
Fortunately, I didn't.
How do you get to a stretch that I'm hoping and wishing Tony Romo get hurt? All I said is I got the Giants to win that division.
Wait a second. If Tony Romo plays 16 games with the Giants,
I'm not doing ifs. I'm not doing ifs.
Well, let's just make it a given that he'll play 16 games.
Why do you preface everything by saying if?
Because we're in May.
If I had Bill Gates' money, I would be the richest man in the world. If.
Okay, and you wouldn't be sitting in that chair right now, right?
Exactly.
Okay, there you go. Touche.
Giants. Let's go, Eli.
Giants, Cowboys, and no Redskins.
Let's throw, Eli. Throw interceptions.
All right, let's move on. You know, they say forgiveness will set you free, but clearly that is not the case between the Rangers and Blue Jays. Was Rougned Odor's punch out of line? Ouch.